First of all, thanks to all of you for being a part of Unacademy's fourth anniversary. We started 4 years ago on this very day, and this is an auspicious occasion for us. We have been doing this event twice a year, and what I see is that the number of people keep on increasing, which is a good thing. It's not how we should judge our how successful we are, but it's definitely good to see the company growing. And more than that, what I and what we at Unacademy take pride in is the fact that uh, if you have become a part of Unacademy, then you must be really good because because we take pride in making sure that we hire the best. So thank you for being a part of Unacademy and thank you for coming to this event to celebrate as Unacademy completes its 4 years. Today I'm going to talk about successful organizations. It is very, very, very difficult to create a successful organization. The watches you wear, the items that you use at home, the TV you watch, the laptop you use, the cars you drive, they are all products, or even the apps you use, they are all products of successful organizations. And it is a very difficult and a daunting task to create a successful organization. Successful organization is an organization which creates a product that is used by people or companies, and it creates value for its shareholders. And it's very difficult. But what's more difficult is creating a successful organization with a dent. It is 100x more difficult. Once you create a successful organization, the ones who also end up creating a dent are the ones who push the industry forward. And you know the difference. You would know the difference between a successful organization and the successful organization which creates a dent, because the one which is creating the dent would be the most innovative organization, would be the one creating the most beautiful products, would be the one that is pushing the entire industry forward. And it is difficult to become a successful organization, but it is even more difficult to become a successful organization and create a dent. But at Unacademy, we want to be a successful organization and we want to create a dent. We have always, it's been 4 years, and I don't remember a time where we have not tried to innovate. And that's not just in product, that's in every single thing that we do. We try to think of a product in a very different way. In fact, whatever we are doing is now being copied by everyone else. We try to think about our brand and marketing in a very different way. We try to think about educators in a very different way. We try to think about learners in a very different way, and we try to cater them in a very different way. We try to create a dent. When I think about successful organizations creating a dent, I personally study a lot of them, but my three favorite ones are Apple, Nike, and Oberoi. And Apple and Nike I'm not going to talk about because it's their stories and their examples are out there. There are at least 4 to 5 movies which are made on Apple itself. There are books written on Nike. But one of my favorite is also Oberoi, which we can relate to. If you go to an Oberoi property, whether to stay there, whether to drink a cup of coffee, you will find a very different kind of experience. What you will find there is, and you go to other 5 stars, and then when you go to Oberoi, you will find that the difference is huge. And it's in the smallest of the things. For example, if someone goes to Oberoi and orders a particular brand of tea, then every single time that person goes to Oberoi in any part of the country or the world, the person is served the same exact tea. And there are multiple examples like that. Every time you go stay there, you get a small gift, you get a handwritten note. They care about the smallest of things. It is the only hotel chain in the country where they do not make you wait at the check-in desk. The check-in happens in your room. Small things like that, small things which create delight, which is also Apple is also famous for things like that. Nike is also famous for things like that. But what does it take? Like, why is it that all five stars put together are at one place and Oberoi is at another place? And I would also keep Taj in the same league as Oberoi, but Oberoi is even one step ahead. It's because of two characteristics: obsession and paranoia. And usually, you might wonder that words like obsession and paranoia are associated and they have that negative connotation to them. But if used right, if used in a right constructive manner, obsession and paranoia can help you create things, can help you create successful organizations, and can help you create a dent. Obsession about the smallest of the things. Vicky Oberoi, who's now 90 years old, who has been running Oberoi since the last. I'm not sure if he is running Oberoi right now, but until a few years ago he was running it, and there are stories about him training the staff himself about the smallest of the things. There are stories about him being obsessed about every single small aspect. How are the tables arranged? In fact, there is a case study on it that Oberoi managers can identify misalignment of tiles when no one else can. And that's also known for a lot of leaders at Apple and Nike. We have to create a dent as well as create a successful organization, and it begins from the top. The leadership of Unacademy, the leaders of Unacademy, and even the team members become obsessed about smallest of the things. If things are not bothering you, if something is wrong and that's not bothering you, then there is a problem. It should bother you. Because if it will bother you, then only you will fix it. And once you fix it, and the kind of perfection that it ends up achieving, you will realize the satisfaction that you feel. So we have to make Unacademy a successful organization which creates a dent. And we all have to do this together. It starts with smallest of the stuff. Whether, and it's not just the team, it's our educators, it's our leaders, it's the founders, it's everyone. And it's in everything. For example, most of you moved to the new office. Do you know that we did not spend a lot of money on our new office? It looks beautiful, but we did not spend a lot of money on it. We tried to work with the resources we had, and we tried to bring perfection to it. And it looks beautiful. It's still not there. I can still find certain gaps at certain places. But it's a good workplace. It's a happy workplace. And every small aspect matters. How an educator is creating a video, how a team member is interacting to a teacher or a learner, how the team members are talking among themselves, whether you are learning or not learning, everything matters. We have to make Unacademy a successful organization which creates a dent. And our leadership principles are defined in a way that will help us create an organization like that. I will go through all the leadership principles once again, because it's our responsibility to embody the leadership principles in our professional lives. Because if we start doing that, you'll see magic happening. Impatience for action. If something is not working, start taking action. Start experimenting. Start doing different things. Start doing the current things differently. Start brainstorming. Start writing. Start figuring out what else can you do. Results will come. But be impatient about action. Keep doing something. Keep figuring out. Keep trying. Results will come. Obsession starts with the comma. I am infamous in the company because I point out the smallest of the grammar mistakes and stuff like that. But that's not me. I'm just following a leadership principle. And all our leaders are following this. That if we are on a path to become one of the most successful organizations in the world for education and also create a dent, then we must make sure that the way we communicate is top notch. And it starts with the comma. So it's not about how we only communicate or what grammar we use. Obsession starts with the comma means that we need to be obsessed about every small thing. Showing, not telling. Unacademy leaders are hands-on leaders. They themselves show how it's done and not tell how it's done. And when I say Unacademy leaders, it's not the leaders. These are leadership principles for anyone. Team members, leaders, founders, everyone. They are called leadership principles. And they are to be followed by every single person. Insist on the highest standards. When we do something, let's say we are doing a telesales pitch to convert a user. Have we read the best books? Have we trained ourselves using the best resources? Are we using the best tools? For example, I always motivate the people who work closely with me, and I request them to motivate their teams that use the top tools. For example, this video is being made on Loom, and which is a very new product. But it's a great tool, and it helps me be more productive. So whether it's a tool or it's how you do things or it's how you pitch, are you following the best standards for that? Always question yourself, can you do this in a better way or not? Learning and unlearning. What I see is that a lot of you come from different organizations. You have your own set ways in your head that this is how something is supposed to be done. Maybe you are right. But when you are not, it's okay to unlearn those things and learn them again. So one, develop a habit of learning. Try to read at least one book a month or watch one video a week or something like that. And unlearn if you have been conditioned in a wrong way. Unlearn the things that you must unlearn. Unconventional thinking. Whether it's about the Educator app or the Plus subscription or the numerous innovations that we have done, we have always thought differently. And it's our job to continue this unconventional thinking in everything we do. There is a reason it's called out of the box thinking, and out of the box thinking works. For example, our Educator Delight team works on making sure that the educators have the best experience possible. And we are one of the very, very few companies, and I can say the only online education company in the country who has a separate team to create delightful experiences for educators. That's unconventional thinking. These are the things that help us create a dent. Sports team, not a family. Now, without taking this personally, we must also realize that we are a sports team. We are not a family. A family tolerates everything unconditionally. But in a sports team, you're given chances. You are definitely given chances. But if you're not an A plus player, then we must part ways amicably. But you should always strive to be an A plus player. And it's okay. Sometimes even the best of the sports player are not in form. So it's okay if you didn't deliver results or something like that for a few months, that's fine. But overall, know that you are in a sports team and you must perform and deliver the best results. Overtly transparent. There are very few companies which share the numbers that we internally share. For example, we keep talking about the active subscribers we have, or a subscription feedback channel is public where you can see what reviews we are getting from our plus users, etc. etc. We as an organization are very secure and confident about ourselves, and we are very overtly transparent, because if only I keep all of you involved about what's happening, I can expect a different level of passion. Leaders create leaders. Some of our top leaders joined 2 years ago at much junior roles. But they grew. And when they grew, they also created more leaders under them who also grew. So it's the responsibility of all our leaders to ensure that the team members who show potential, we are growing them. These are our leadership principles. And keep reading them once in a while. We'll also put them in our office. They have been well thought of. Though these leadership principles were only made 1 or 2 months back, but these are the leadership principles that helped us reach this stage. We have to make Unacademy the best organization for educators, the best organization for learners, and the best organization for all of you. We make Unacademy the best organization for educators by making this the best place for educators to work remotely, give them the best benefits, the best technology, the best delightful experiences, and the best platform. We are the only organization that put educators on a front page ad. We are the only organization that put educators on a billboard. Most of the other organizations are very insecure about their educators. We are not. We empower educators. Unacademy, in fact, started when the founders of Unacademy were teaching themselves. It's our job to continue to empower educators and make Unacademy the best place for educators to come and teach. It's also our responsibility to make sure that we are the best place for learners to come and learn whatever they have to clear their exam, to crack their exam. Best content, best product, best teachers, and so on. And we thrive to make Unacademy the best for all of you. It's our responsibility. And we will continue to make it better. keep asking yourself, are we pushing the industry forward? If not, then ask yourself, what can we do to push the industry forward? There is also another thing that I would like to point out. Starting this year, we are releasing something called as iconic Unacademians that will release twice a year. This list will be the list of the best team members of an academy, irrespective of which teams they are in, who embodies our leadership principles. Let's all repeat together. When I say it, repeat it. We need to first learn these leadership principles and then embody them. And when I say it, I want to hear it from all of you. Impatience for action. That's not good enough. You need to say it a little louder. Impatience for action. Obsession starts with the comma. Louder. Showing, not telling. Insist on the highest standards. We have more to go. So I don't want your energy to go down. Repeat it again with more energy. Insist on the highest standards. Learning and unlearning. Unconventional thinking. Sports team, not a family. Overtly transparent. Leaders create leaders. Iconic Unacademians stand for these leadership principles. They are the ones who have pushed themselves to deliver the best in every way. And they are the most iconic team members of an academy. The ones who become a part of this list will go on a public blog post on blog.unacademy.com. This list will be released twice a year. All of them will also get additional Unacademy stocks. This is the highest honor for any team member that they can get, and they can be in this list. So this list will be released twice a year, and the same person cannot be in this list in the same year twice, but you can be in this list next year. And it doesn't matter what team you are in or what level you are in. If your job, let's say your job is to manage relationships with the educators, and you are doing it in the best possible manner, and you are doing it by following all our leadership principles, then you deserve to be in this list. People need to spend more than 1 year at an academy to become a part of this list, and there is a whole lot of criteria that we'll send you later. We'll be releasing this first list today. This brings me to the end. And a lot of people asked me, will you be talking about different teams? Will you be talking about who achieved what? I don't think so. I think we talk about different teams, but today we need to celebrate an academy as a whole today. All of us have done a great job. Some of you might have done exceptionally well. Some of you might have done very good. Some of you might have done good. But I think all of us are working very, very hard. And let's have a great round of applause for the entire team of Unacademy. And a big thank you for making this happen. This past year has been very wonderful for us. We launched the Plus subscription. We now have more than 70,000 active Plus subscribers. We are one of the largest brands in the country. Our Let's Crack It theme is the cities are being painted with it. And soon Karan will be releasing the Let's Crack It song also. We are doing very well, and we do celebrate, and we do mention about these achievements on Slack. But today, be proud of the fact that you are part of an organization that doesn't want to be just successful, that wants to be successful and create a dent, that wants to be iconic, that wants to push the industry forward. And it's a great feeling. It's a great feeling when other people copy you. It's a great feeling when you innovate. It's a great feeling when you create new ways for people to learn. Thank you, everyone. And on count of 3, I want everyone to shout our Let's Crack It properly with as much energy as you can. 1, 2, 3.